You're watching Experience Comic Culture and Sales, streaming live daily to Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Fat Jack's in Philadelphia.
Hope everyone's doing well. We're back again for another Sunday show. We got some new and interesting old books and some Silver Age stuff and some interesting 2000s and modern stuff as well.
Yeah, modern teas.
Doing some mix and match today. Be sure to sound off anything that you guys want to see or any questions you have, as always. This week we have an interesting story coming from Diamond Distribution.
Yeah, interesting is putting it mildly. Apparently, one of the drivers, while delivering to the Pittsburgh Diamond Distribution Center, got into an accident, and the comics were destroyed, specifically Marvel and IDW. So most of the places that get their comics from Diamond didn't receive Marvel and IDW this week, which was us also, which is unfortunate.
What a blast. All the comics supposedly just went up in flames.
Yep.
No one was hurt. That's good. But yeah, we didn't get any Marvel stuff this week. There were some Marvel number ones that I was excited for, like Daredevil and Echo number 1 and Fury number 1. So unfortunately we didn't get those, but hopefully we'll get them soon.
Yeah.
I think I don't think we saw the pictures.
Yeah, I actually couldn't find the picture online if there was.
But we'll look it up.
We'll have to.
But just what a blast for us. So hopefully we'll get those in soon, but I honestly don't know at this point when we're getting them. We already have next week's stuff, so that's good.
Yeah, that's at least nice.
Or is it though? Because ASM 26 comes out next week, and that's all I'm going to say on that.
Let's not get into that. Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
Anyway, what comics did you read this week, though?
Vanish number 7. Vanish number 7 was very good. I greatly enjoyed that book. Number 8 is going to be finishing the current arc, and hopefully they come back after they take a break.
Okay.
Because Vanish is going to be doing that.
Jack is saying the missing book should be replaced over the next 2 weeks.
Let's hope so.
Yeah. I'm halfway through Fury number 1. That one's pretty good.
Yeah, Fury number 1 I did finish. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
I'm halfway through right now. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah.
Supermassive was really good. Supermassive, the Kyle Higgins Radiant Black Universe book, crossover book. That was very fun. What else released this week? I'm trying to think off the top of my head. Anything else? I feel like it was a pretty light week this week, to be honest.
It wasn't a huge week. Marvel just had like a few number 1s that, like Storm number 1 also.
Yeah, Storm number 1 I didn't really enjoy that much.
Okay.
It felt very much like nostalgia bait, I guess is the best way. Like, oh, we put Storm as the leader of the older team, like, here you go. And It's just like a really generic story.
Yeah.
Blue Book was good. Blue Book was really good.
Okay.
Really happy with how Blue Book is progressing.
Cool.
But yeah, anyway, let's get to selling comics.
All right. Recently came into a collection that had some 80s to 2000s stuff. One of the cool issues that we got from that collection was Batman Annual number 25.
Yes, the origin of Red Hood. If you guys didn't know, previously, pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths, or no, Yes, pre-Crisis on Infinite Earths. Jason Todd just died from the Joker, and that was it. He stayed dead. Eventually, when Superboy was trapped in that pocket dimension and was punching against the wall of reality, or source wall, I believe, he caused some cracks, and it eventually led to the resurrection of Jason Todd, which later led to Red Hood existing. So this is the origin of Jason Todd being resuscitated, and then his time in between dying to when he finds Batman as Red Hood.
Wow, very cool. Yeah, so this copy's in very good shape. Very fine plus. Origin of Red Hood for $20.
Yeah, and Red Hood is probably going to be at least a key part of the future of the DCEU, I feel like, the DC Universe.
I would certainly hope so, yeah.
Especially because they're cutting to Damian, so I would hope that they would at least bring, at minimum, Dick Grayson and Jason Todd. I like Tim, don't get me wrong, but I don't feel like he's necessary.
Yeah.
Particularly.
That's fair.
Especially for just bringing in Damian.
Yeah, I hope that like Batman Brave and the Bold kind of just, starts in the middle of Batman's journey. Because I think James is going to be very happy to just assume that fans know about Dick Grayson and know about early Robins, and then he's just going to jump to Damian, but we'll also have the other Bat family there present as well.
So you think bringing back Jason Todd was the worst part of Crisis?
Worst part of Crisis.
I disagree. Are we talking about Infinite Crisis, or are we talking about Crisis on Infinite Earths? Because too many crises.
Too many crises.
But I don't know if that's the worst part. There's definitely, I feel like, worse stuff.
There's definitely worse.
Yeah, Jason, and also I feel like it results in a really good story. Under the Red Hood is very, very good.
Yeah.
Especially the animated movie where Jensen Ackles voices Red Hood.
Well, even then, didn't Ben come back in Clone Conspiracy? That's funny.
Yeah. Well, no, he didn't come back in Clone Conspiracy. He didn't. He offered.
Oh, right. That's what. Yeah.
That was the whole thing. Was like Ben Reilly stole his coffin and was like, "We can resurrect Uncle Ben," and he's like, "No, you're not in this episode."
Yeah, exactly. But that's funny, Michael. Good point.
I mean,
doing well.
Very much. He was a bad character, but I feel like they did him better since he became Red Hood.
Oh, they fleshed him out immensely.
Exactly. He was literally just a carbon copy clone of Dick Grayson, and then they restructured his entire thing so that he was street rat on the street, stealing the Batmobile's wheels, trying to do something with that. So yeah. Anyway, $20 for a very fine plus copy of the annual, which tells Red Hood's origin story.
Yeah, very cool book right there. If you guys are still filing in, comment old or new to dictate what we go over next. Yeah. I'm going to jump to Vault of Spiders #1. This is the first appearance of Spider-Bite and the first appearance of Web-Slinger. Spider-Bite is a tech-based version of Spider-Man. It's a female version of Spider-Man. And she's confirmed to be in the upcoming Across the Spider-Verse movie. And Web-Slinger is a very fun cowboy version of Spider-Man that we find in the multiverse. And this Vault of Spiders #1 is definitely climbing up. $20 is what we're asking for it right here. Very fine near mint shape.
And it's definitely going to rise as the Spider-Verse film.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how the movie release affects these prices, because right now I think a lot of them are on the lower side. And if the movie does well, which I think it will, these should be skyrocketing pretty soon. There's so many Spider variants that are going to be in the movie that I think it's tough to, say which book is going to skyrocket in particular.
Yeah.
But this features a couple different Spider variants, so hopefully, this will continue to go up. We have quite a few copies of these, so if anyone's interested, definitely give us a comment
Apparently, Spider-Verse, from what I've heard from early non-spoiler reviews, is better than the original.
That's great.
Which is a bold claim because the original is amazing, but a very unsurprising with how long they waited on this because they were released in 2016.
No, that's all I can hope is that it's even better.
Yeah, it's been 5 years. Can you believe that?
5 years, jeez,
since the first one.
I just rewatched it too, and that's 5 years. That's
I know, right? It doesn't look like it's aged a year.
No, not
like
at all.
It's such a good stylized animated film. Not probably is the best Spider-Man film.
Yeah,
ever put to film
by far.
Bar none, easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to be doing Spider-Verse books hopefully after Spider-Verse releases. So definitely tune in there, and we'll be doing some obviously before. So yeah, Spider-Verse forever. Who do you want? Do you want what's his name? Moreland to be in the Spider-Verse like post-credit scene or something like that. Like one
definitely,
of the Inheritors.
definitely at the end, because if the next movie's coming out a year apart, I can't imagine they wouldn't introduce the Inheritors and just go right into that storyline, because that's perfect to me. Like, because Miguel thinks that there's going to be a lot of infighting in this movie.
Yeah.
And so when they realize the real threat, it's going to be like major. So I can't imagine they won't just transition right into the Inheritors.
I learned why the infighting is happening because trailers are awful and really spoilery.
That's why I don't watch the trailer.
Yeah. No, I wasn't even watching it either. I wasn't I've been avoiding all the trailers.
Okay.
It just appeared like an ad, and it was like it just showed something that I was like, really?
Okay.
Sony with their awful marketing.
Yeah, well, Sony doesn't know how to edit a trailer for their life.
Yeah, so they kind of spoiled something. I won't say what, but it is incredibly annoying. But either way, I think having Moreland come in and just kill maybe 4 of the characters that we just got to know in that film, will send the message that maybe 4 of the characters and maybe Gwen,
right?
It will send the message that no one's safe.
Basically, yeah. They
definitely have to kill one of the main 3, either Peter B. Parker or Gwen. Definitely not killing Miles, of course.
Right.
Because, that'd be interesting, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I don't think so.
The entire next movie is just without Miles.
Yeah.
I don't feel so good, Mr. Stark.
But, I'm just super, super hyped to watch that. Can't wait. And also, we just got some free screening passes for The Flash for this Tuesday in the shop. So, if you're in the area, definitely stop by and grab one of those. They're good for 2 people. So each pass is good for 2.
Yeah, we're closed on Monday, but on Tuesday we're open. So if you want to get a pass, definitely come in. They're physical passes, so you have to have them physically in your hand.
Yeah.
So,
but they'll be here.
Yeah, we can't share a link or anything. There's nothing to link or share.
Yeah.
You just have to have the actual paper with the QR code.
It's at 7 at the Ritz.
Yeah, the Ritz South.
So Lucas and I will definitely be showing up early. Because it's not guaranteed seating. It's kind of first come, first serve. So.
And we definitely want to watch it so that we can discuss the film eventually.
Yeah.
And maybe
see it for free.
Yeah, and see it for free.
And maybe also give some input, right?
Yeah, give some input. Maybe figure out what keys might be popping up in a week.
Sure. There you go.
There's multiple reasons. Let's just be frank.
Yeah. So next up on the Spider-Verse train, I got Spider-Women Alpha #1.
Yes.
Very fine copy for $10. First time that these guys teamed up. This is Spider-Gwen, Spider-Woman, and Silk all teaming up in one book. This is definitely rising as well.
Yeah, so the story about this one is that Silk is the bride, quote unquote, and she needs to be protected by Gwen and Jessica Drew, and so they're trying to keep her safe while also not showing that we're not basically. Oh, wait, sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Anyway, they're basically trying to keep her safe throughout the entire invasion by the Inheritors.
So Spider-Woman Alpha #1. Let's see. What next? Waiting for chat to sound off.
Yeah.
We got spoiled last week because everyone was in the chat talking constantly.
Yeah. Definitely was a different vibe.
Let's bounce to
What's your name?
sorry.
Yeah, we have
Someone's knocking down.
Alan? They've got a
Are they still recording?
yeah,
Are they going to go on break?
not
No.
yet.
No, we just started.
Not yet.
Sorry, guys, about that. Anyway, let's continue on. What's the next book we have, Elias?
Okay, let's see. Kyle asked about Sandman, and then Michael asked about X-Men. All right.
What do you mean?
X-Men, I
check
do
our
have.
Friend of Duke, Alan.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. Yeah,
Okay.
Can't let anyone else in right now.
yeah.
So X-Men, we got. Yeah, see, you would think it's 42, but it's not. This X-Men was the reprint series that they did. So I have issue 89 and issue 90, and this is a reprint of 41, and this is a reprint of 42. So X-Men 89 features the first appearance of Grotesque, who is this subhuman villain of the X-Men that they were fighting here. This is a very fine minus copy for $38. $38 here.
38.
Yep, 38. And this is a reprint of issue 41 of the Uncanny X-Men.
Uncanny X-Men.
So
To
to clarify on that, that's
why?
not the
Why did they originally call them the Uncanny X-Men?
that is the adjective that Professor Xavier used to describe them in the book.
Just uncanny.
There was a lot of very very like interesting language that they used in the 60s and 70s, I feel like, in comics that wasn't, adjectives that you'd use today.
Yeah.
So I love that it's stuck. I think uncanny is a really cool like descriptor for the X-Men. I think it's a really cool word in general.
Yeah.
But the advanced, that's what I would say, the advanced vocabulary of like the 60s and 70s stuff was really awesome in books. And like my dad, who grew up on books, he would always say that he would learn new words from comics, stuff like that. So it was, it's a higher art form. And people, I think at the time didn't, realize that.
Yeah.
So an X-Men 90 right here is a reprint of Uncanny X-Men number 42. This is a very good copy for $16, and this is a reprint of issue 42. So this
Who's
is a
being yelled
reprint. They're all screaming because Professor X is getting killed.
Oh, awesome. One of many times.
Yeah.
That this poor man will be murdered.
Cyclops is screaming, "No, it can't happen! It can't!" And Beast, who is that? Angel is screaming, "Professor X is dead."
You know what's kind of crazy?
They're all horrified.
The fact that Cyclops' vision is so inconsistent. Like his vision, either it's kinetic blast or it's a heat ray or it's a portal to a different universe. People are never consistent with it, which is kind of funny because it's supposed to be just a kinetic blast.
Right.
Amazing, invincible, incredible, astonishing, strange. Every Marvel title had a descriptor back then.
Yeah.
Mighty Thor. Yeah, no.
I love it. It's like it's classic. You know what I mean? Like it's it immediately
evokes that older.
Right. Evokes the classic vibe and evokes a grander image. I feel like Mighty Thor is just. You sense the strength in the character from that.
But let's. Do you guys want to talk about older or more modern books? Definitely sound off in chat. We'll play it by your ear.
Yeah, Mills, I believe you bought the remaining X-Men issues that we did have, so I'm just down to the reprints, unfortunately.
Also, Lee, if you're in the chat at all, we have a collection of Bones books.
Yeah, we do have the Bones stuff.
So we're willing to bring them out, obviously, if you're in the chat. We have quite a bit, so we would have to go through all of them.
Yeah.
But we have the Image reprints and then some of the original run.
Dan Carter says, I thought Uncanny was first in title in 114. Yes, that is true. But Professor X called them, used that adjective for them in the book earlier. And also the volume is considered Uncanny X-Men, like in I don't know if you want to call it, in retrospect, but they, everywhere you see Uncanny X-Men, like legacy numbering, they call it Uncanny. So like Uncanny is just the descriptor for the whole, series volume by volume. So it was later called Uncanny, but it carries forward. Now you didn't miss the Sandman.
Yeah,
we can go over those.
Let's go over those.
Let's see. Sandman, Master of Dreams, number 2. This is a very fine plus copy for $30. This is the first appearance of Goldie and the second appearance of Dream.
Yeah. If you guys have not read Sandman, highly recommend it. It's a really operatic story. I know Elias hasn't read it. Hopefully one day he will, but it's fun.
It's a lot
Take it at
to
your own
read.
pace. No, it very much is. Which is I'm reading it. I think I'm through the first volume of issues. I'm like through issue 20.
Okay.
And I have the second volume lined up for me to read. I just haven't started it yet because it's so many issues, and also I've been reading Hellblazer, and that's been very fun.
True. a lot of Hellblazer to read as well.
Yeah, no, Vertigo has been a very, very interesting imprint to read, especially later on.
Yeah, we'll be right back. I'll just pause.
Just read 200 issues.
Just read all of the Sandman.
Man, imagine if you could just like speed read like Barry Allen.
Yeah, that would be pretty helpful.
I mean, the downside is you can't retain the info though past like 4 minutes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's like that's the way they nerfed Barry Allen, was like, yeah, he can speed read and like become an expert in the thing, but then as soon as it's like over, once his short-term memory runs out, that's it. He like loses it all.
That's fair. I like that.
No, it's a good way to make sure that he doesn't just let me just become an expert in everything.
Yeah.
Ever.
Right, and just know everyone's weakness and all this stuff.
Basically.
But yeah, we also just got in a bunch of Sandman Mystery Theater. So hopefully we'll have those ready for next week on the show if anyone's interested.
Yeah.
Huge chunk of Sandman Mystery Theater collection.
At least 100 through I want to say around like 40 to 100.
40 to 100, okay.
And then Hellblazer we have 100 to 200. So if you're a fan of Hellblazer, that's also there.
Nice. Sandman Master of Dreams number 3, very fine plus copy as well. This one is $25. Did you watch the show, by the way?
Yes, I did actually. It was honestly a really good adaptation of the book. It was really faithful.
Okay.
It did feel strange at times because I feel like it's like the taste of Netflix was in my mouth.
Sure.
So it kind of sullied the moment watching it.
I wasn't expecting Netflix of all the streamings to take it either.
Yeah, HBO I thought was
HBO or maybe even Prime, because I feel like Prime would have let them really take it out,
But the effects were phenomenal. The storytelling was literally like lifted off the pages. Like
nice.
There was whole monologues that were literally speech bubble by speech bubble recreated. And there is very specific episodes that I thought were really, really good. But there is a little bit lost. A little bit of the world building I feel like is a little bit lost because of the fact that they can't mention John Constantine. They can't have any of the superheroes there. So like, you can't. There's certain characters that can't cross over or be in the story, at least for a little bit.
That's tough.
Like there's a whole scene where John Jones meets Dream, but instead of seeing Dream as like how we see him, he sees Dream as the Martian god of dreams.
Oh, okay.
Because depending on your religion, you see him as a different thing.
Okay, right.
So for him, he saw him as like a fiery being.
That's cool.
And it was like a really cool moment where it was like, oh, this is interesting. But yeah, See, this is where we were different. I didn't feel like it was faithful. There was a lot of characters in places they shouldn't have been. I mean, they were also trying to set up later stuff too with Desire and certain arcs that they, in retrospect, have ideas, like they know where they're going. That's also the thing. Neil Gaiman, he had a lot of ideas, but he didn't know exactly where they were going to go, how long this book was going to last. And I think that's honestly the biggest thing with like comic book adaptations or book adaptations. You don't know how long they're going to last. John Dee was a Batman, but yeah, no, exactly. So John Dee was what's his name? Doctor. It was something Nightmare, but he was the guy from. You remember the Justice League animated show where he's like Batman's trying to not sleep?
Dr. Death?
No, it wasn't that. No. His name wasn't Dr. Death. That I know for sure. It was not.
Okay.
It was something else. It was so.
Dr. Destiny?
Yes, that was it. Dr. Destiny. Yes, so his name was Dr. Destiny, and
Assist from Dave there.
yes. So yeah, no, he was a really interesting character. But that was the point, was he was locked up in Arkham, and like there's a whole scene where you see Scarecrow and he's just going crazy. You get hints at Joker and like all these different characters, and you just don't get that in this version.
Okay.
Which is kind of a shame, because Dr. Destiny's kind of interesting because it's a villain that you know is a villain, but as you keep going, it progressively you realize the gravity of his villainous ways.
Right.
Unlike in the show where you're kind of like almost sympathizing with him a little bit, but then you like realize just how evil. I will say, the diner episode though was phenomenal. If there's one episode I would say just watch out of context, it's the diner episode.
Okay.
Because it's these people in a diner just looping.
Mm-hmm.
But every time there's like something a little bit different. Because Dr. Destiny is just changing and altering their little worlds, and it's like a whole. It's supposed to show like how screwed up he is.
Okay.
Where he wants everything to be perfect, and the only way they can be perfect is if he says it is.
Cool.
But yeah.
Yeah. So we'll definitely pull out the mystery theaters for next week as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. What next? Well, last week we showed off the first race of Superman and Flash. This is the 5th race.
Yeah.
Dan said the diner episode was tough to watch.
Yeah, it is. It is very, very difficult. There's like a scene where like they run out of meat, and one of the characters has to like literally chop off their own arm to keep making hamburgers.
Bro.
Like it's because they have to keep looping. They can't stop.
Okay.
The Dr. Destiny's not letting them stop looping. Like
Right.
every time they get up to leave to think that they go back and they sit down and they start eating again. So literally they're like so full that's like actually hurting them.
Wow. Jesus.
No, it's really screwed up.
But yeah, so 5th race of Flash and Superman is in Adventures of Superman number 463. This is a very fine copy for $15, and we still have the first race. It's on the wall.
Yeah.
We still have that as well, and that is a $65 copy of the first race of Superman and Flash.
So here's the question. You asked how many races have Superman and Flash had. Depends on which Flash you're talking about. If you're talking about Barry, I think only like 3 or 4 max. But if you're talking about Wally, I'm pretty sure significantly more. Especially because Barry was not alive for a lot of the 90s and 80s.
Right.
Which is when I feel like they did a ton of those races.
Yeah.
But ever since Flash Rebirth, or like around 2006 by Jeff Johns, there hasn't really been a Flash race because, as Flash quote unquote said, those were for charity, Clark, and I proceeded to outblitz him.
Wasn't even trying.
Literally was not even trying, which I kind of love. I'm glad that Superman isn't the end all be all. I hate when he is the end all be all.
Yeah.
Because it really does diminish everyone else in retrospect. But
Right.
yeah, making Flash the fastest thing alive makes sense. That's his thing. Let him keep his thing.
Right.
But yeah, no. I wonder though how many. How many? How
I
many
mean, I
races?
feel like this was the last one, but I'm not sure.
Let me check. You keep going while I search this up.
All right. Remember to comment old or new, depending on what you want to see, because we just have a big assortment of stuff today that we're going to go through.
So I have every race here in chronological order. There's 10 of them.
10. Okay. 10
Okay,
races.
first race is between Man of Steel and Flash in Superman 199. And apparently the race ends with a tie. And then Superman and Flash race again in Flash 175, another tie.
Okay.
They race again in World's Finest Comics 198 and 199, and Flash wins. Then DC Comics Presents number 1 and 2 had them racing, ending with their third tie. Mm-hmm. Avengers Superman 463, the first post-crisis race, and Flash gets his second win. Flash Superman pitted Golden Age Flash, so Jay Garrick, against Superman.
Oh, nice.
With Jay Garrick winning.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So even Jay Garrick can beat Superman. Flash 209 saw Wally running from Superman. And if you consider it a race, then he won.
Okay.
More
so just running from him.
Yeah, from him. Flash Rebirth, yeah, just Barry just leaving him in the dust. Apparently, Superman wins an impromptu race in Superman 709 with Flash claiming he let Superman do so.
Hmm.
And then Up in the Sky talks about another charity race, giving Superman a win.
Hmm.
So yeah, Superman rarely ever wins.
Yeah.
Which I think is good. Keep it that way.
Right.
Let Superman feel a little bit of the taste of defeat every now and then.
But I think it was last week that we said they should do a relay race with the Superman family and the Flash family, and I think that's genius. I think they should really do that.
It would be such a cool, fun crossover issue because you could have Wally, you could have Barry start with Jay, or Barry, depending. You could do Barry and Clark, then jump to Wally and John, and then jump to Kara and Irie West. And then keep going, because the Flash family and the Superman family are basically huge now, and they all have super speed. So, it would actually be sick.
That'd be really fun,
especially because it's a relay.
Yeah, maybe Flash 800 will surprise us.
Watch it be story. That issue. They're rewriting it as we speak.
Yeah. So comment old or new, depending on what you guys want to see next. We still have a handful of the Silver Age collection that we've been toting around.
Yeah.
Tales to Astonish 71, Journey into Mystery 111, Mighty Thor 142 and 148, first appearance of Wrecker, Avengers 35 and Avengers 31. Those have been going pretty fast. We were looking at getting a new Silver collection, but we don't have it yet. Hopefully by next week we'll have a for sure answer on that.
Yeah.
But until then, this is our remaining stuff. I did find a couple other books though from that era. Let's see here. We got Strange Tales, number 145. This is a good plus copy, definitely a red copy. For $8.50, check out Strange Tales.
Lo, the eggshell hatch.
Nick Fury, of course, sharing the Strange Tales book with Dr. Stephen Strange.
Of course.
And a very interesting cover here. It looks like Nick Fury has wrapped his shirt around his hands. It's like boxing gloves, and he's having at it with some guy who looks like he's cosplaying as Galactus. I don't know if you could see that there.
Why the eggs? Why is that a thing? Why is he saying?
I know not.
That doesn't even make sense with the context of the photo.
Yeah, there's no.
Is that a saying from back then? That doesn't.
The eggshell hatch.
Yeah, the eggshell hatch.
You know what they say.
It was funny. The first thing that I immediately thought was, oh, I wonder if Nick Fury's fighting an ostrich. I don't know why that was my first thought when I heard that. I was like, man, he might be fighting an ostrich or an emu.
Yeah. But yeah, Early Strange Tales, 145, good plus copy for $8.50.
Yeah. Did you know that the Australian military placed a war against the emus?
The Great
Emu War. Yeah. So of course, did I ever tell you about that? Did I tell you?
I know about it.
Oh wow, the cultured. You see, we only hired the most cultured people. For the audience that doesn't know, the Australian military was Australian crops were being eaten by emus, so the Australian government demanded eradication of emus and declared an emu war. And you know who won? The emus, and not just once, but twice. Yep. Apparently, they were moving in formations and were somehow dodging machine gun fire.
Oh my God. And
that is an unironic statement, and that is actually insane. And like one of the war generals was like, "I've never seen a battalion move in such sync." And it was like, "You're talking about birds."
That's awesome. Flash versus emu.
Yeah. Oh man.
Next up, I have Astonishing Tales featuring Kazar and Dr. Doom. This is number 1. This is a very good copy for $15.
Kazar and Dr. Doom, that's such a strange duo.
Yeah. So for the first arc of this Astonishing Tales book, the two of these guys were sharing the title. That was very interesting.
It's very much like one person is very much prehistoric age, and then Doom is like very much that futuristic with his suit. I guess I can see
juxtaposition.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, maybe that's the thing that they're trying to show.
But this is a cool Kazar adventure because he's in the clutches of Kraven the Hunter.
Oh,
that's right. Very good matchup, in my opinion. I think that's a very smart way to go. Kevin Plunder, Kazar, is known as the protector of the Savage Land, and of course, Kraven would want to plunder those valuable and rare creatures that you will find in the Savage Land. So,
of course,
very cool matchup right there.
Where is the Savage Lands located? Do we know?
I think it's Antarctica.
Oh yeah, that was it. Yep.
Yeah.
Now I remember.
Yeah.
So strange. Such a strange little.
What juxtaposition? Yeah.
Juxtaposition.
I don't know if anyone in the chat has read the recent Kazar 5-issue limited. I thought it was fantastic. It was very Animal Man style, but nonetheless, it was very well done. The art was amazing.
When was it?
A couple of years ago now. Definitely more recent though.
Oh, really apparently it's in the South Pole.
Yep.
So Santa takes up the North Pole, and the South Pole has dinosaurs.
Yep.
Man, what a strange world we live in. You ever think they get lost and accidentally goes to the North Pole and Santa has to redirect them back? It's like he's like, yeah, y'all migrated to the wrong spot. Sorry.
Yeah, wrong pole. But yeah, $15. Very good copy of Astonishing Tales #1, featuring 2 of Marvel's mightiest together in one mind-shattering mag.
Mind-shattering.
Mind-shattering. Let's see. Next up, I have a early Metamorpho issue. Metamorpho the Element Man for $5.50. This is a very fine copy. Metamorpho has transformed himself into a car.
Of course he has. Honestly, Metamorpho is one of those characters that is really broken, but no one ever uses him to its full extent.
Yeah. I think that's kind of what this current arc of World's Finest is kind of slowly showing.
It's just how powerful Metamorpho is.
And how if he was to be evil,
he could kill everyone.
He could kill everyone. In as they show with the Ultramorpho, that is the new creation.
Yeah. No, Metamorpho is just one of those characters that I really love. I especially loved him in Terrifics when he's juxtaposed with other people. Why are we using the word juxtaposed so much?
It's clearly a trend in comics.
Hey, Thomas.
Hey, Thomas. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah. But yeah, no.
If you guys haven't been reading this World's Finest arc, I highly recommend it.
Oh, yeah. Really, really cool. Metal Man love, love, Metamorpho love, Amazo love. A lot of cool adoration for the older Golden Age characters.
Silver Age.
Silver Age, sorry.
But yeah, it's like all the android or robot based characters and much more in this arc. It's pretty awesome.
So if you were to keep going with the metal theme for like the later modern books, and like what would you go like? So like let's say like gold, silver, bronze, like what, tinfoil? Like,
yeah. After bronze, it's all just tinfoil as far
or like gilded.
It's all garbage the books are making these days.
2000s is like copper.
Yeah,
it's like, but not like the good copper, like the copper you find from like a penny.
Copper Age.
It's like turned green. Modern books is like biodegradable metal, some crazy thing.
Join us
There you
in
go,
the
plastic.
Join us in the plastic age, guys. Yeah, Metamorpho Element Man, number 3, 550.
Cool.
All right, let's see what else.
What else do we have?
Here's a fun book. The Thing, number 1.
Yes.
First collector's item issue. Very good copy for $7.
You guys have not been reading Clobbering Time. It's pretty good. A lot of body horror, though.
Yeah.
So if you're squeamish, maybe don't read it. Mazo is such a great character, but his name sounds like a guy you hire for your kid's birthday party. Actually, I think the opposite. He's the guy that you stay away for your kid's birthday party. But I definitely get what you're saying.
He sounds jolly, but maybe that's the point.
Yeah. What does T'Challa think about? What does T'Challa put on his hot dog? What condiments?
We'll be right back after a quick break.
Did you know that every Experience show, including some exclusive content, streams on Twitch? Check it out. Twitch.tv/the_EXP. Or just scan that QR code.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds, a promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey, and behind every page there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today. Imagine being at a convention and going to an interview panel that's just for you. No bustling crowds, no hours-long lines, just you, the moderator, and your favorite comic book creators. Well, this is pretty much that. Miss Jen sits down every week with 2 comic book creators for a live stream interview about their latest work, and you can ask them whatever you want. It's Talking Shop, Mondays at 5 Eastern on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales.
Hey guys, welcome back. We're going to be talking Spider-Verse.
If you guys are just tuning in, be sure to comment anything that you guys are looking for. We have a lot of back issues here in the shop, so we're always happy to go on a hunt and have you guys satisfied by next week. And we'll try and find some books for you.
Yeah.
So I was going over Vault of Spiders #1. Got a bunch of those copies. Only
Yeah.
$20 for those. Vault of Spiders 2 is not considered a key, but there were only 2 issues in the Vault of Spiders series, so why not? For
Why not get the
$4.50.
I was just saying, why not get the second if it's only 2
Yeah,
issues?
that's right. So Vault of Spiders #2 for $4.50. This is featuring Captain George Stacy as a Spider variant, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Everyone's favorite Spider-Man.
Yeah. Plus, I always forget his name, Master Weaver. I always just call him Master Weaver.
Yeah. And everyone's favorite, Spiders Man.
Oh, yeah. Spider's Man is by far my personal favorite multiversal variation of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Just because of how horrible it is
Yeah.
to think about. If you don't know, Spider's Man is a bunch of spiders that think that they're the collective consciousness of Peter Parker. Kind of like almost like a Swamp Thing-esque Alan Moore situation where in the original run, basically, Swamp Thing thought he was the human, Alec Holland, but instead it turned out that he just was a swamp that absorbed its memories.
Yeah.
That's basically what happened with Spider's Man.
Yeah. It's very cool. I hope he shows up in the movie as well.
It would be very terrifying.
Yeah. Very scary.
Kenneth, hello. Hello, Kenneth.
Hey, Kenneth. How you doing?
Do you have any books that you want us to search for or anything? Don't be afraid to comment below. We'll try to get it next week. Always recommend.
Vault of Spiders issue 2 for just $4.50. We'll put it next to issue 1 up there. Next up, we have the second to latest Edge of Spider-Verse mini. I showed off a bunch of those issues on our very first show, but didn't have issue 1 at the time. This is issue 1 of Edge of Spider-Verse for $6.
Yeah.
Featuring Spider-Man Noir, featuring Aranya,
And Spider-Rex.
Spider-Laird, and Spider-Rex.
And Spider-Rex is confirmed to be in Spider-Verse, so
Ooh.
should be fun.
Yeah.
It's almost like they had synergy or something.
Yeah. I think we had 106 and 109 written down for you, Mills, but
yeah, we weren't able to find those.
we'll have to write 239, 257 down.
Yeah.
Again, we're waiting for that Silver Age collection. We're still in talks with those guys, so we'll have to keep you updated. But unfortunately, I don't have those in the shop at the moment. We did do a hunt. Lucas and I did a hunt this week, and we're unable to find those. But yeah, we'll keep you updated.
Yeah, we'll try to see if we have 239, 257. If we don't, we're still going to keep an eye on them, even if they walk into the shop, maybe.
Yeah.
If a issue happens to fall from the sky and land into our lap, we will directly talk to you.
Yes. But we appreciate your asking as always.
Yeah. Anyway, next up.
From the Secret Wars event, there was a Spider-Verse tie-in. This is #1 for $7. I got a couple copies here.
Yeah.
This was a very kind of fun and lighthearted reunion for these characters.
In a pretty dark event.
They would later go on to form the Web Warriors, which is a series that I thought was a lot of fun. This team is featuring Spider-Gwen, Peter, Spider-Man India, Noir, Spider UK, who I hope to see in the film as well, Spider-Ham, and Anya Corazon.
Spider UK, if he isn't drinking tea and has like a pipe, then I don't want it.
Yeah.
Do you think, it'd be actually a really cool way to, because Sony wants to make money and this is like the only way they're going to make money, if they wanted to keep making money, make a Web Warriors either TV show or another movie.
Pretty easy.
Yeah, like Then
Money.
from there on, you don't need to worry about miles.
Free money.
Yeah, basically it's a money printing machine at that point. Plus, you'll also get you can just explore different worlds and try different animations. Like imagine a claymation style for Spider-Verse or something like that. You could just experiment.
Exactly.
Hey, Rob.
That would be a real sandbox for people to play in.
Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Spider-Verse, I'm very excited for. Very, very, very excited for.
Lastly, I pulled the Edge of Spider-Geddon number 4, a very fine near mint copy for $5, featuring one of my favorite Spider variants, which is a Harry Osborn variant.
Well, no, it's Norman.
Sorry, Norman. He later shows up in Superior Spider-Man Volume 2, and is an important part of that, which I think is very cool. This character is the highlight of Spider-Geddon for me.
Yeah. Him and Spider-Man.
Yeah, him and Spider-Man for sure. But yeah, Edge of Spider-Geddon number 4 for $5.
Why did they do that? Web of Spider-Geddon.
I mean,
Edge of Spider-Geddon. I don't know. Maybe.
There's been so many Edge books now that there's one running right now.
They need to change the name at this point.
Yeah, it's no longer. We're no longer. I mean, I guess
we're no longer on the edge of it. We're at least deeply in the center. We're at least 3/4 of the way through it.
It's true.
We are in the middle, the journey to the center of the Spider-Verse.
There you go. There's a current Edge of Spider-Verse book as well. So I believe the next issue is coming out this week.
Yeah.
That's going to be issue 2.
And it's going to be with the Princess Spider-Woman.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be a mock-up of Disney caricature, basically like Cinderella.
Okay. And Spider-Boy is going to have his own Edge of Spider-Verse issue as well.
Yeah, issue 4 or 5. I forgot which one specifically, but yeah.
Is it me, or has the whole Spider-Man mythos become very convoluted?
Oh,
I mean,
very much so.
Yeah.
The thing is that, the thing that I like is that if you're trying to be very basic, you just stick to. I wouldn't say read ASM, but normally you would stick to ASM. Normally, not this run. But right now, a great run to just keep you grounded is the Miles Morales run, I think. Really good. Even the Dan Slott side story that got extended into an ongoing is pretty good.
Yeah, Dan Slott's Spider-Man series, just Spider-Man.
Yeah, just a better Spider-Man story than the actual main Spider-Man book.
Yeah, but the whole multiverse Spider-Man thing is definitely, they're milking that dry. Once I saw Spider-Geddon, I was like, we're doing this again. This is the third time that they did a multiverse event. They
just did another technically in Spider-Man, which was the Dan Slott one.
Yeah. So they're definitely it's too much.
So what would be the next title? So Spider-Verse, Spider-Geddon.
Well, but they're back to titling it Edge of Spider-Verse, so I can only imagine.
Spider-Clism?
Spider-Clasm?
Spider-Clism?
Oh.
Like Cataclysm, but like Spider-Clism? I don't know.
Spider-Geddon doesn't roll off the tongue.
No, it doesn't.
I don't know why they chose that word.
Death of the Spider-Verse, but if they were going to do that, you got to actually kill it, please.
Yeah, right.
Like, actually end it at that point.
Well, yeah, wasn't that the point of the Dan Slott run?
Yeah.
End of the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
But they're doing Death of the Venomverse, so...
Yeah, Venomverse honestly has been doing better than, I think, Spider-Verse. I think it's because it's not being milked to death.
Right. It's too much multiverse stuff for me at this point, honestly.
Yeah.
I can't keep up with all of it.
The fact that
I used to love it, but it's just too much.
The fact that the public zeitgeist now understands multiverse theory is kind of unfortunate. It makes people go, well, what? It could just be another multiverse, and it's like, no, that shouldn't be like your standard writing tool. That's like your series finale type of like thing. Like, don't use that in your normal show.
Right. But yeah, so definitely grab Spider-Verse related stuff before this movie comes out because they're going to be
They're going to jump up in price.
moving up and up and up and up.
I will not be very, very surprised if they jump like $20 or $10 each comic.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be significant.
Between May Parker, Miles, Spider-Gwen, and the Totems thing, Venom and the King of Black, all different Carnage stuff. MJ in the alternate dimension is just too hard to follow.
So
Very fair.
I'll tell you,
Very fair.
Miles and Peter, Totems thing is very annoying. I usually ignore that. Venom and King in Black I really like, but that's also like you don't need to take that in. But the Carnage stuff and MJ in the alternate dimension, you can take it or leave it depending on if you like it. I especially don't like the MJ stuff. So
Yeah. if it's main ASM book, we don't like it. If it's the main Miles book, you're good. Totems thing, I originally really enjoyed. During the other storyline and all that.
It's cool when it's done in bits. Like the other is an interesting concept. Like what if you take out the man from Spider-Man?
Yeah.
But then it just got done to death.
Right. The original arc of that was awesome.
Plus, I like Kane being the other. Like I liked that. I feel like when he died and came back, like after the other was sacrificed in the original Spider-Verse event, I think that should have been it. Done.
Yeah. And then all the different Carnage stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm personally not enjoying the Carnage Reigns event, but that's just me. I think it's kind of ridiculous that he was still alive after Absolute Carnage. I thought that was like a really cool like kind of death for him and final moment. But then even him showing up on Venom Island, that was like the weakest arc in that Donny Cates run, for sure. And I just. Now there's two of them.
Well, three if you include the one that was inside. What's his name?
That's in Deadpool right now, but too much Carnage for me.
Yeah, no, definitely.
But that's just for my taste.
Yeah, I definitely think it's getting a little bit too confusing. Anyway, let's move on.
All right, let's see. So we've pretty much covered this side, but if people have any questions, feel free to comment. So more from the collection that we recently got in. First, Lobo mini. Very fine copy right here. This is by Keith Giffen, Alan Grant, and Simon Bisley. Very fine copy for $6 of Lobo #1.
Lobo.
Can't kill him.
You really can't.
Impossible.
I will say one of the funniest things I think ever happened from the New 52 reboot of Lobo was the fact that the real Lobo came in and killed him and had him in a little jar.
That's funny.
And was like, yeah, you're fake. Like you were just like a drop of blood that like mutated.
Right.
Like you shouldn't have existed. And like the original Lobo was like, yeah, no, you're not. Because they made him super gritty and serious and it was awful.
Yeah.
His design was also way too sleek, and it was just no.
But it's a great story idea. Like it makes sense that a part of him would regen into another just full-fledged version. I think
that was retcon. That's the thing.
Oh, really?
That was a retcon thing that they did later, which is why I like that. But originally, no, that was just like the New 52 version of Lobo was just the New 52 version of Lobo.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
And everyone was like, "Wait, they got rid of my Bastiche man and the man with the giant hog motorcycle and all this stuff."
Yeah, I always thought that was really weird. I thought it was like ironic though, but I didn't read it, so I had no idea.
Yeah, it wasn't anything cool.
But yeah, Lobo #1, very fine copy for $6.
Oh yeah, did you like in Young Justice when Lobo just regrew from his finger, his severed finger?
From the post credits of episodes, it was great.
Every couple of episodes, you would just see it moving around.
Yeah. Up next, I have the sensational She-Hulk #1, her fabulous first issue. This is a very fine copy for $14.
Read it or else.
Yeah, this is a great cover because she's once again threatening your comic collection. Okay, now this is your second chance. If you don't buy this book, I'm gonna come to your house and rip up all your X-Men.
Is this
So She-Hulk, always with her cheeky fourth wall breaks
why second chance though?
because it's her second ongoing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. She's holding her first right there
Oh, okay, cool.
in her hand. But she wasn't quite as comedic on her first cover there.
I'm sure she probably wasn't.
Her first was 40 cents.
40 cents.
And now it was 150 at that time.
Crazy. Lobo was the original Deadpool before Deadpool was affected. Yep. No, basically, yeah. I mean, literally, Deadpool is just a ripoff of multiple characters from Deathstroke to Lobo. A lot of DC ripoff.
But I don't even think that the creator was thinking of Lobo as much as he was thinking of Deathstroke, because it's just a direct ripoff of
Yeah, no, it very much is a direct
origin
ripoff.
and all that.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I definitely very much just I like Deadpool, don't get me wrong, but very much original Deadpool is very uncreative. I think he's developed into a character that surpasses a lot of them.
Now he's reached that point, but through the just over time and in the hands of different writers has reached that point, Definitely not all Mr. Liefeld's work there.
Next up.
Next up, X-Men number 4 from 1991. This is a very fine plus copy for $15. And this, of course, is the first appearance of Omega Red.
Omega Red, who is currently a member of X-Force, has a budding rivalry with Deadpool on the team. Kind of cares about him. It was funny recently.
Relationship?
Yeah, relationship, I guess is the best way to put it. But yeah, recently someone grabbed Deadpool and threatened to hurt him, and Omega Red immediately went up and was like, let go of him, put him down. And he's like, you should have chosen your words better. The cliche.
Yeah. But they have a very fun relationship now, which is nice.
Very different from their original interactions.
Yeah. I love Omega Red, and I'm glad he's getting some more love from writers now. Just his Krakoa age arc is very cool to look at too. Like from his appearances in Wolverine, where he was very much at odds with him, to now where he's working with the team.
Yeah, because they cured the fact that he no longer needs to kill to survive.
Right.
Originally, Beast did that, but also planted tech in him to supervise him. But then they completely got rid of the tech as a thing of faith to show off to Omega Red that no strings. You are allowed to be free and treated as a normal person. Though if you murder, we will arrest you.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then of course he joined X-Force, which allows him to murder. So with impunity. But yeah, what do we have next, Elias?
Next from that same collection, I'm going to pull out some interesting odds and ends. We have this
Bits and bobs.
Italian issue of the Fantastic Four.
Fantastico Quattro.
As Lucas will say in his Portuguese style.
Portuguese. Thomas R. Bishop. What She-Hulk is that?
This is She-Hulk issue 1. Sensational She-Hulk 1.
Second run.
For $14. Very fine copy.
Yeah.
It's in very good shape.
Yeah, what do you... If She-Hulk was to get a second season, who would you want her villain to be, quote unquote? I feel like they should just...
I think they should just stick to...
no villain. I think they should do just person of the week. Like every case just be a different person of the week. No
Adventure of the week.
No main villain. Oh,
all right, I'll take She-Hulk.
Okay. Thomas will take the She-Hulk. Who would you want them to feature as like one of those like gag characters, like throwaway characters? I would say the Wizard, but he appears in Jessica Jones. season 3, so or
Was
season
there?
2. Yeah, he does.
Hmm.
Yeah,
I didn't even know
I
that.
know, right? It was like a whole thing. It was like,
Weird.
and he had a pet mongoose too. That was like the bit. Was like he
Ah.
had a pet mongoose with him,
Okay.
which is the reason why he had his powers in the original comics. Was he got bitten by a mongoose?
Yeah. Wow, that's funny. I didn't know that.
No, it was actually really funny. It was a really dark storyline, but it was just like him carrying around a mongoose. It's just really weird. Main Gillian for She-Hulk
Main
should
villain.
be MODOK. Main villain.
I think that would be a lot of fun.
That would be fun, but I also
don't.
don't want to see more MODOK in
Oh,
the
well,
MCU.
I mean, that's true. He
I don't want to see any more MODOK ever again.
is kind of done though, because he's dead in the MCU.
Yeah. Spoilers for Quantumania, I guess.
It's been out for a year.
Time works differently for you, huh?
Or whatever. Whatever, something or other.
I think AIM would be an interesting name. I want like an organization.
Well, they never dealt with the the lab scenes that they were showing
Yeah.
in She-Hulk.
No, that is
Never
very
dealt with
true.
that. They took her blood. The wrecking crew pulled up and took her blood.
Well, it was just supposed to be the
And-
guys. That's it. It was just like that one group.
And then they never showed what the results of that was, and it was pretty stupid.
Yeah, everyone thought it was hinting to the leader, and then it didn't.
Yeah.
I don't want to see another season of She-Hulk. I think if they fully just like redesign her,
There
and
needs to be some CGI upgrades.
yeah, seriously,
or just a little more money.
I think
put
it-
into the
because-
CGI.
I think the thing that threw me off the most was that like the actress did not look like She-Hulk, and vice versa. Like it felt like two very different characters.
Yeah, that the CGI She-Hulk didn't have the face of the actress.
Yeah, it was just the '90s She-Hulk, which is fine, but like the thing is that like that's not the actress.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have the actress model it after the actress,
And I
like-
thought she did a good job too.
no, she did.
So,
She did great
It's kinda a disservice to her to do it like that.
yeah.
Anyway, Italian Fantastic Four, number 111. This is a very good copy for $5.
If you want to own an Italian Fantastic Four, this is now your chance.
This is featuring Ben just passed out on the top there, and it looks like Uatu over there.
Maybe he's sunbathing, bro. Don't judge him.
And Reed having fun on a street lamp.
You think he likes sunbathing? The thing.
I
Do you
think
he feels
Overlord is that guy's name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
And Overlord with some lovely Kirby Crackle.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I was gonna say, do you think the thing likes sunbathing? Do you think he
Does
like feels it?
Does he
Yeah.
feel the heat of the sun?
I mean, does he feel anything at all? Like when he's grabbing onto something, does he feel like
I wonder.
does the rock have nerve endings in some way to it?
Or is it just a vibrational thing because it's rock?
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like it's just
Now we're getting to the real questions.
Yeah.
Now we're getting to the real questions. If you put a knife in and you like scraped it against his rocks, would he feel pain or would he just be like, stop doing that? That's annoying.
It would be annoying to him for sure. I don't think it would actually hurt him.
She-Hulk's ruined Hulk and his son. Well, yeah. Scar is his hairline's non-existent. That's definitely
Scar I forgot Scar was even in the show.
yeah, it's like the one scene, the barbecue cookout scene. Italian Fantastic Four now with more spicy meatballs. Yes, indeed. Hopefully, the Pope himself comes down during that issue, stops Galactus from murdering them, or Overlord from murdering them all.
The Origin of Galactus. This is a special archival issue. Very fine minus copy for $10. This is a fun little Galactus origin book here, featuring Galen, I think that is how you pronounce his real name. And he was just documents his adventures, before the Big Bang. and how he got to be where he is today.
I'm just going to say, man, if someone brought him to an all-you-can-eat buffet, we wouldn't be having all these problems. It seems like a pretty easy solution to me. Just saying. Just have him shrink down, go to a Korean all-you-can-eat barbecue. That's it. Done. Simple. Fixed.
Yeah.
Mans will walk out of there so satisfied he'll never eat another planet again. What about this? Machine Man.
I was going to jump to more cosmic stuff because I saw a connection there. This is a modern book. This isn't as old.
Well, new viewer. Any older ASM coming?
I believe did we just sell our last ASM?
Yeah, we don't have any current ASM.
Oh yeah, we sold the final Silver Age ASM that we had last week. So unfortunately, we don't have an. As of right now, we don't. If you just hopped on the show, I was saying earlier that we're in talks to get another Silver Age collection, but I don't have any confirmation on that yet. So we'll have to keep you updated on that.
And if there's any specific issues that you have in mind about looking for, definitely tell us, and we'll.
The emojis look so funny on this computer. They're not like Apple at all. Like.
I see.
Apple
no, they're Apple on my end.
Okay, yeah, no, they look like the most compressed, like
I see.
2D
it looks like Facebook emojis.
drawings on here. It's really funny.
But yeah, if you have a specific issue, definitely tell us, and we can try to look for them within reasonable. Don't be asking for Amazing Fantasy 15. We don't have that. I'm pretty sure we don't. So yeah.
I don't know. It could be hiding under one of the floorboards here.
If you get a crowbar and open up, we have like a box of like 15 Amazing Fantasies.
You never know. Anywho, next up, we have a Annihilation mini one shot that was very low in print number. They didn't print a lot of these. Annihilation Conquest Prologue. I have a very fine copy for $6.50. This is written by Dan Abnett. Of course, he is responsible for the Modern Guardians of the Galaxy that we know and love. And this event is also responsible for the Modern Guardians of the Galaxy. So Annihilation Conquest Prologue, one shot by Dan Abnett. Very fine copy for $6.50. And I have a couple of even better copies. Very fine plus for $8.50.
Yep.
And with that, we will be right back from a quick break.
You just finished the last episode of your favorite news show, and you just have to talk about it. But all your friends are ghosting you because of that incident last week at the buffet. Oh, you know the one. What you did to that chowder. Ugh. Keeps me up at night. So what do? Join writer Dan Wickline as he breaks down all your favorite pop culture media. Whether it's a review of the latest nerdy TV show or a dive back into the history of your favorite comic characters, Dan's ready to discuss all the hottest topics live. Join the conversation as Dan live streams Tuesday through Thursday at 5 Eastern, 2 Pacific on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. The Dan Wickline Show, on The Experience, Comic Culture and Sales. Comic Collectibles is a pretty straightforward show. You got Rex here, he sells the comics, and you got Rockin' Robbie, he knows about the comics. And finally, John, well, no one really knows what John does. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a great guy, but he just keeps showing up. Come to think of it, I don't even really know how he gets in here. Anyway, awesome comics, rare books, rarer signatures, slabbed books, and amazing cover sketches by Ken Hazer and others. Simple formula: you want the comics, you buy the comics. To sum up, Rex sells the comics, Robbie knows the comics, and John, who might possibly be a ghost. I mean, seriously, has anyone ever seen him show up or leave? Comic Collectibles with Rex and John, Mondays from 6 to 8 Eastern on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Guys, it's me now, just me. Elias left. It will never come back ever, 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 ever again. He has completely disappeared off of the face of the planet. Been eviscerated by Thanos, to be specific. But yeah, let's talk about some comics. We have Machine Man #1. Oh, it sounds like he's coming back. Somehow he's unsnapped himself from the dusting that is Thanos' might. Here he is, Elias.
I knew you could do it, Lucas.
But yeah, Machine Man #1.
Very fine, near mint copy for $5.
One of those characters that I think could honestly be really, really well done.
Yeah.
If they redesign him for the MCU. Because I love his design, but it's very, very, like, it wouldn't translate well for comics, I feel like. I mean, for live action.
I mean, one of my biggest gripes with the MCU is how they overcomplicate and add unnecessary lines to characters' costumes.
That is very true.
So for a robotic character, his just purple and silver look, where it's not a lot of lines, it's like he has a bunch of those lines out his neck, but besides that, it's just like defining parts of like his body. I know they would go crazy with the lines on him.
Yeah.
For no good reason, but. Yeah, Aaron Stack, one of my favorite obscure Marvel characters. Really enjoy him. Issue 1 of his own 4-issue mini for $5.
Who would you say is his normal villain that he faces off against? Is there anyone specific that he
he just kind of has beef with his creator.
Who's his creator
really
again?
it.
I always forget his origin.
It's not Phineas Horton, is it?
Tinker, you mean? Is it Tinker?
No, it's not Tinker. Trying to think of the only other Machine Man fun facts I can think of is that he's a X-51. He's the 51st model that was
created.
Made. Yeah, that was made.
Has he met his siblings?
Mm-hmm. The Machine Man 2020 series was very cool. In 2020, they actually did an Iron Man 2020 event. Which I was very happy to see. Gives me hope for the year 2099. But Arno Stark came and warned Tony of an impending doom if he didn't let him take over as Iron Man. And there were a bunch of cool minis. Rescue had her own mini. I, Wolverine had his own mini. And Machine Man had his own mini. And he fought against all his siblings.
I was going to say, you're going to be on your deathbed reaching for the 2099 #1 issue.
I'm not dying until 2099. So
and then as soon as you read it, you're just going to be like, and then your soul is just going to leave your body.
I can die happy at that point. Hopefully Marvel's still going at that point.
They've all been erased. The world has ended.
And if they don't, then I know I don't have to, hold out. But
Hey,
anyway, gives me hope.
the best Machine Man story was the Earth X Universe X
Universe X series. Yeah, that is very true. I'm currently trying to collect the Earth X stuff in physical because I've only read it digitally.
I've still never read it. I need to read it.
Yeah,
I know it's
really
that poster right there that we have.
Yeah.
We have a giant Universe X poster just on our wall. I will eventually read the story, but I haven't so far. So.
Yeah. It's very cool. We should definitely do an event review of that on Cosmic Calamities. I think that could be a cool thing. On our YouTube channel, The Cosmic Panel, we do event reviews. We're going to do some retrospective ones. We've been kind of busy keeping up with the current ones because there's been a lot of events right now in comics. But The Cosmic Panel, check it out. We talk all things pop culture and especially comics. And 3 videos a week is what we're at right now. So there's plenty of content to watch.
Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Usually at 9 a.m., but if we're a little bit late, usually it's because it's my fault and I am violently editing a very, very long video that exceeds everyone's expectations. A video that we just dropped was an hour and a half of a reaction video of us reacting to the MCU trailers and comparing it to how the movies eventually came out.
Yeah.
So
full MCU retrospective from Iron Man up to, what was it at the time?
Spider-Man Far From Home.
Spider-Man Far From Home was what was out at the time when we recorded it. We recorded it a while ago. It's finally out, and you can watch it on the Cosmic Panel.
Please watch it. It took me way too long to make.
Yeah. It was also partially my fault. But we won't talk about that. Obnoxo the Clown. Number 1.
You know what's more obnoxious than his name? The character. No.
Yeah. I didn't think this book was anything, but people are fetching upwards of $10 for it. So
what does he look like? Let me see.
He's very odd.
Oh, he is. Hi, kids. What's yellow and black and don't breathe no more?
Yeah.
Oh, and there's an answer too. A dead school bus. Okay, wow.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah, there's an actual answer to the joke.
If you turn it upside down. Yeah, Obnoxo is a rather creepy clown.
Yeah, I don't blame people for having clown phobias now. Especially if this is what pop culture really loved peddling.
Yeah, right.
This, Stephen King's It, and like 50 other evil clowns, terrifying.
I love it. I think it's a lot of fun. Like scary clowns.
You remember when they had that clown panic in New Jersey?
Yes, I was going to say.
In 2017.
I was going to say. That was quite the time.
That was, my school was on lockdown one time because of it.
Because someone was running around?
Because there was 2 clowns out, I think a mile away, and everyone was freaking out.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, oh no, they're going to stab everyone. Yeah. And I was like, oh no.
That was pretty bad.
It was pretty scary, I'm not going to lie.
Next up, I'm going to go through this nice stack of all the same thing, but varying quality. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 328, the final issue in the Todd McFarlane volume. This is a very fine copy for $18.50. This is a really funny cover to me.
Just he's knocking everything over.
Well, yeah, he's destroying the logo, which I always love. Especially on Spider-Man covers, I love interaction with the logo. But in general, I just love that as a cover thing in general. If they are messing with the logo, and even the Marvel tab here is askew. But it's just Hulk getting gut punched and his little green tongue sticking out. And Spidey saying, now who's the strongest one there is? Amazing Spider-Man 328. Very fine copy for $18.50. And then, let's see, the rest of these. Yep, the rest of these are all very fine near mint copies. So they're fetching a little bit more for $25. I have a bunch of these, so feel free to inquire about those. Very fine near mint for $25.
Yeah. Todd McFarlane.
Todd McFarlane.
I don't even know the last time he did art for an actual book was. It's been a minute.
Yeah. He's very focused on the toy line right now, I feel like.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. That's what makes him the actual money.
Yeah. A few more modern books. House of M #1. This is a variant for $5.50. This is a very fine near mint copy for $5.50. House of M #1, but it is a variant. It is a variant.
House of M. If you guys don't know, spoiler, Scarlet Witch at the end makes it so that there's no more mutants. Famous phrase, no more mutants. This was that event.
Mm-hmm.
They eventually led to mutants decreasing their population size by, I think, like it was like 99.2%.
Wow.
So there's only like a couple hundred left.
Right.
And then they got further killed by Inhumans through Terrigen Mists just being released.
Yeah. The Inhuman pushing era of Marvel Comics.
Yeah, we love that.
That was a time.
That was an era of comics that were released.
All for a movie that ended up not being a movie and was a TV show.
Yes, and apparently was so
And
bad.
was not good.
And apparently was so bad that it immediately got scrapped. It was like it was supposed to be like the first 2 episodes were supposed to be screened in theaters, and then like
it was
and then they like completely got rid of that because it was just like
they were supposed to show it up in IMAX. I didn't know the ads I saw. It was like a whole IMAX event and everything. Like it was a whole production.
what can we say? Ike Perlmutter, loving his Inhumans, peddling his Inhumans.
Next up,
He's also the reason that they pushed Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So originally,
Because it was already cluttered
Raimi
enough
wasn't-
with Sandman and New Goblin.
yeah, Raimi was not going to have Venom at all in the movie.
Yeah.
And then Ike Perlmutter was like, no, Venom, give me Venom. And so he was like, fine. And then the movie bombed.
Yeah.
Don't know how that man's a business person, but there's a photo of him with Trump. That's a bit with like this one YouTube channel I follow where it's like every time they show the photo, there's like a really creepy sound that appears. And the guy's like, I'm not editing that. That's just actually the sound of the photo.
Yeah. Next up, I have X Factor #1. You also see the House of M relation by the Decimation logo following the House of M event. This is a Peter David book, which is pretty cool. X Factor #1, very fine near mint for $5.50.
$5.50. X Factor.
This is a very fun series featuring some very fun mutants. Let's see who we got here. We got Multiple Man, Jamie Madrox, Wolfsbane, Strong Guy. I really like Strong Guy. He's one of my favorite obscure mutants. He's such a silly design. His little tuft of hair poking out. Comment below if you like Strong Guy.
Remember Multiple Man absorbing his own child? That was traumatizing, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty cool.
Pretty, just no, where did you whatever?
Pretty
The mom screaming at him like, where's my child?
Multiple Man has the potential to do some really crazy stuff.
I mean, there was that whole like mini series that I read where it was like he like traveled to different timelines and he became like a version of Cable, a version of Spider-Man, it was like a whole mess of like multiversal variants of him.
Wow. Okay.
With the multiplying power, so it was even more. it was just.
Wow.
And it was what he was trying to do was he was because the original Madrox died from the Terrigen Mist. Because the original Madrox died, he kept multiplying because every multiple that he put like a buffer between him dying.
Right.
This Madrox that we were following, so he would keep on adding buffers and sending them into the timeline to see like. How long they would last until he would die.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was pretty wild. It was a weird series. Multiple man. What can we say? So X-Men Conquest, what is that?
Legion Quest.
Legion Quest.
This is a very cool book right here. It's a thick one.
Thick boy.
For $25, you can have this very fine copy of X-Men Legion Quest. This is an awesome look into the psyche of Legion, and also kind of serves as a prequel to the Age of Apocalypse. This is a gold foil cover here. Really nice book. $25 for this one right here.
Still highly recommend watching the Legion TV show.
That is
very,
on my
very
list. Michael said, love the Peter David run of X Factor. The Strong Guy, Multiple Moon, Havoc, Wolfsbane, Polaris, and Quicksilver. Yeah, it's a really awesome lineup. I really think it's a lot of fun.
I really liked the most recent X Factor run, and I was kind of disappointed that they canceled it.
Yeah, it was very, very brief. To be honest, they were trying a lot of X books at that time. I remember even X Corp was a thing.
X Corp was fine though as a mini though, like it worked as a mini.
No, yeah, for sure. I just mean they were
X-Factor-
trying a lot of stuff, and I thought X Factor was really good.
And Trial Magneto was more of an X Factor event than anything else,
Right.
which was like I was very disappointed that they're like, yep, no more, done with
Yeah.
X Factor.
They
It was like
canned
all
it.
these characters that weren't really gonna don't do anything in the later books that they join either. Like
Right.
they're kind of just aimless right now. Aurora, North Star, Dakin, or I think he's called like Wolfsbane or something now, something along those lines.
Hold on. Wolfsbane, but
Something Wolf something. I know
okay.
he like changed his name.
Change his name.
Yeah, but yeah, no, it was like a whole thing where it was like it was a cool eye guy or not eye guy.
Yeah.
Oh, is it actually called eye guy also?
Wasn't it?
No, because I'm thinking of the Ben 10.
Eye Boy.
Eye boy, yeah. Eyelad. Eyelid. Oh man, these jokes just write
It
themselves.
should have been Eyelad then.
Yeah,
Oh well.
these jokes just write themselves. Let us proceed forward.
Last
Cosmic Odyssey.
Last book before we jump into a fun segment. This is Cosmic Odyssey issue 2. This is a near mint copy for $8.50. This is, of course, a book we've talked about before on the show, but not this exact issue. This is a very important John Stewart story because it leads to the destruction of the planets that makes him mature a little bit as a Green Lantern. Cosmic Odyssey is a fantastic Jim Starlin and Mike Mignola effort.
Mills is asking, what is the book to the right of the X-Men 90? And Thomas R. is asking, what Batman is that? So
Firstly,
let's go.
yeah, the presidency.
Yep.
This is Tales to Astonish number 71.
$25, Fine Plus.
Fine Plus copy for $25. Tales to Astonish number 71.
It was Namor versus Hulk, and me and Elias have discussed this at length, but we feel like the Hulk's lung capacity would probably give out before Namor, before he could defeat Namor. So probably Namor probably wins in the water.
In the water.
In the water. And specify that in the water.
Thomas is asking what Batman is at. This is Batman Annual number 25. This is the origin of Red Hood.
Yes. So if you want to learn how Red Hood, aka Jason Todd, got resurrected and became Red Hood, took up the moniker Red Hood, this is the story for you. I expect us to be jumping once the Brave and the Bold movie comes out, especially because I'm expecting Jason Todd and Dick Grayson to already be characters, and if they are, then Jason Todd Red Hood is probably going to be either a sequel or like a sequel story, or probably have already happened.
Yeah.
So either way, very fun.
We have more of this era of Batman from a collection that we just got, and we're going through them. So
Yeah, it's taking some time.
there's a lot.
There is a lot. We also have a bunch of Sandman Mystery
We just
Theater.
got an even more. So there's Batman, and there's a lot of detective comics too.
A ton of detective.
So stay tuned for that.
Hellblazer and Sandman Mystery Theater also. We have a bunch of from this collection. So
But yeah, if you're just tuning in, ask us any prices. Even if we've already gone over them, we'll go over them again. It's no problem.
Price on it.
$20.
$20. So $20 for the Origin of Red Hood.
Very fine copy.
But yeah, I like that. It's almost like a reference to the Pieta. Pieta? Yeah, I think that's how you pronounce it. The Pieta, which is the Italian statue where Jesus is being held by his mother Mary.
Right.
But in this case, it's Batman holding Red Hood.
Yeah.
Okay. Thomas will be taking the Red Hood.
$20. Good pick.
Yeah, no, I was very, very excited when I found this the other day. I was quite pleased. I was like, oh, I knew this was going to be a good stack.
Yeah. And it was.
Okay, moving on. What's the next? Yeah. So I like to call this section "What If, What If." Smell you later. I don't know.
What if
What's a good
there was
word
a what if time?
What if your clock wasn't running? I don't know. Refrigerator running?
Is your refrigerator running?
Never understood that joke.
What if season 2 should be coming sometime soon?
Oh, that's what it should be called. What if season 2 will be coming sometime soon?
Yeah.
What
if season 2 of What If came out?
what if the What If show came out a little bit sooner?
That would be nice. But
or rather, quality.
Nice chunk of What If here.
Yeah, let's explore the multiverse since that is everyone's bread and butter these days.
So they did some more recent what ifs for like specific events, which is kind of a good idea. You know, different ways that the event could have gone. These here are the Avengers vs. X-Men what ifs. This is a very fun series. This is issue 2 for 450, and issue 3 for 450 as well. Exploring, you know, different people who could have gotten the Phoenix Force, different ways this could have gone. I think this is an event that easily could have gone many ways. And yeah, this series explores that. So I have issue 2 and 3 here for 450.
Question: who do you think actually would win in a straight-up brawl?
Avengers vs. X-Men?
Yeah.
Like full rosters.
Full roster, like every single person. I think
probably
X-Men.
the X-Men, yeah.
I was thinking also because if they have Legion or any one of those reality warpers, it's over.
Yeah.
Like,
pretty much.
But then you also have to like take out like Scarlet since she's both, and like you have to equate some of these people out. Let me see.
Just curious.
It's been a while, so. No, I do not.
Where'd it go?
What
What if Age of Ultron? Another recent event that they did a what if for. Issue 2 for 450. Issue 3, 4, and 5, all 450.
All right, I have some of them.
Okay. Let me know which ones you have, and we can talk about those.
So I have What If Inhumans for the Infinity event. Basically, it covers what if Black Bolt betrayed the Earth and worked with Thanos so that Inhumans were the sole rulers of Earth. He works with them, kills off mutants, kills off other heroes, and ensures that his race is the only race that will survive. Truly despicable. The Resurrection Protocols alone would have the X-Men over the Avengers. I wasn't even thinking about that, so, I mean, that's a very fair...
But yeah, if it was a modern battle, that would definitely be a problem.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Black Bolt just deciding to betray the Earth kind of is in character, but also like
you would hope for better.
Yeah, like
but I don't know, like Illuminati style Black Bolt, you know. If you compare that to any other version of him.
Sure.
You know,
very different character.
But definitely like a place that he can go for sure.
Yeah.
I also recently read Death of Inhumans by Donny Cates. Not great, but it did, show that he really cares about his people and is willing to do anything for his people.
What is Blackwell currently doing these days?
I don't know what most of the Inhumans are doing these days. I think they're just chilling on New Adelan.
You think he's just doing a comedy act?
Yeah.
Every now and then. No, there should be a reality show where it's like, can you make Black Bolt laugh? And if you do, you just immediately get killed. That's the sole prize, is that you just die instantly.
Yeah. There's a mini for you right there. But yeah, this is from the What If Infinity series, where they did a bunch of one-shots under that imprint. This one's by Joshua Williamson.
Joshua did that?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, it's been so long since I didn't even realize he did any Marvel, honestly.
No, he did before he did DC.
That makes sense. Infinity What If X-Men. So it's basically, with this one, basically asking, what if the X-Men were the sole survivors of Infinity? So everyone else died, including the Avengers and Inhumans. Basically, every one of these books is just asking, what if the rest of them died and they lived? Yeah.
What If Infinity X-Men #1 for $4.50. Joshua Williamson did all these one-shots, it looks like.
Yeah. What If is an interesting place where an author can spread their wings and really try to show off their talent.
Yeah.
Which one is that? Guardians?
This is What If Infinity Thanos #1. This is a very fun book. This is $4.50 as well. This is very fun because this is a timeline in which Thanos joins the Avengers.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't have any research for this one.
So you see him holding Cap's shield there in Cap's uniform. That is Thanos himself.
I wonder who he gets along with the best.
Maybe
Cap?
Maybe. But you'll have to read it to find out.
Yeah.
Next up, wait, you said do you have Dark Reign or do you have something?
I have both.
They do have both.
Yep.
What If Infinity Dark Reign #1 for $4.50.
So basically what this is what if the Green Goblin stole the Infinity Gauntlet?
That would be bad.
I'm
probably.
sure that couldn't possibly go wrong and south in any terrible way. Surely not able to go terribly south and lead to potential deaths and utter messes for everyone involved. So, yeah, Green Goblin. He is, this is right around the time where Norman Osborn was losing his sanity due to the Goblin formula again. He had obviously been recuperated and then got put in charge of S.H.I.E.L.D. during this Dark Reign event. And during this, the Goblin persona started appearing again. This is basically to show off the worst case scenario where what if S.H.I.E.L.D. had the Infinity Gauntlet at the time and he was able to get it.
Very cool.
I'm sure that Spider-Man's life ended very, very happily in that timeline.
$4.50 for this awesome one-shot, also by Joshua Williamson.
I'm going to take a gander. This is also by Joshua Williamson.
The final installation of the What If Infinity line is Guardians of the Galaxy #1 for $4.50.
So with this storyline, the Guardians of the Galaxy find out that the Illuminati locked up and hid Thanos, and they decide to break him free to face court law and pay for his crimes, basically.
Interesting.
But very interesting that the Illuminati, of all people, were able to capture him and lock him up.
Yeah. Seems the more recent What If books have been putting like a subtitle beneath them. And the next imprint that we're getting is going to be What If Dark. So they're, I guess, all guaranteed to be dark stories. So I know there's one with Gwen Stacy coming out. I know there's one with Thor and Searcher.
If Gwen Stacy broke her arm instead of her neck.
She healed.
What if Gwen Stacy was a mutant?
How's it? What about these?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I should have most of them. What if Magneto?
Next up, we have What If number 85 for $2.
And this,
What if Magneto ruled all mutants?
Yes. So in this book, Magneto becomes the ruler of all mutants, and eventually it comes down to a mutant civil war, and the only way to solve it is by killing a baby.
Oh.
And so obviously Magneto does what Magneto does. He kills the baby.
Uh-huh.
That's it.
That's it.
He kills the baby and he creates a country called Avalon, and it's perfect society because he killed the baby. Solely because he killed that one baby, everything went right.
Wow. That's crazy.
Basically, that's the entire story. So, guys, remember the lesson. If you ever get the opportunity to kill a baby, I can't say that.
Only
I can't
if
say
it
that.
will save the rest of civilization.
Yeah.
Now, Magneto, time and time proves that he will do what needs to be done if it means the survival of mutants.
The survival of many outweigh the needs of a few. As he probably has said at least once in his life.
This was a fun little label they gave the What If series at the time. Marvel Alterniverse. Marvel Alterniverse. Just making sure that everyone knows that it's not the main timeline. It's an alternate universe. It's not the main universe.
I actually don't have this one.
Next up, we have What If number 110. This is a very fine copy for $4. Who will save Professor X with Phoenix possessed from the fury of Colossus? This features Colossus beating the heck out of Professor X.
Poor Professor X over here, just getting beat up by his own man. He couldn't even run away.
So this is a pretty bad timeline where Jean is struggling with the Phoenix Force, and his students are turning against him.
You didn't even hear my joke?
Huh?
He can't even run away.
Oh.
Yikes.
Next
anyway.
up, What If starring Wolverine, number 93.
Yeah, so basically this is what if Wolverine went completely feral and killed all the other X-Men and then was hunted down by Cable for killing all the other X-Men. And it's pretty bad. It's like he gets haunted by all the X-Men and his like visions. He has like vision quests basically.
Oh wow.
It's almost like a precursor to Old Man Logan, I guess, in a little bit. Where
Okay.
He just killed. They never show their deaths, but it's heavily implied in the book. So.
Okay.
Especially with Cyclops being like, "Ooh, we're here to haunt you." He doesn't actually say that, but he might as well, honestly.
I always like Wolvie with the bone claws. I'm a fan of that, so that's always cool to see.
I really like the bone claws in X-Men Origins. Too bad that the rest of the
Yeah.
CGI in that film is doo-doo.
Yeah.
Also, Sabretooth breaking his bone claws was also really gnarly.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I remember being like, "Oh man, that looks awful."
Yeah. But yeah, What If 93 for $4. $4.
Next up, we have What If 92. What if Cannonball's little brother got a pet sentinel? Basically, it's just the Iron Giant, but with way more genocide. basically the Sentinel commits suicide because he realizes that Cannonball's brother is a mutant, and his directive has become to protect him. But his second primary directive is to kill mutants, so he commits suicide and blows his own head.
Perfect.
And that is how the wonderful story ends, with this poor kid crying because his pet Sentinel just literally just committed suicide.
This book asks the question, can Sentinels be good?
Do all Sentinels go to heaven? No, they do not. They do not.
What if number 92 for $4?
Next up,
We have what if number 91 for $4 as well.
it is an inverse of the normal Hulk situation, where instead of Bruce being the calm and well-mannered person he is the monster, and Hulk is
The man.
the man. Basically, that's the best way to put it. But yeah, the radiation basically causes Bruce to become way more aggressive when he's in his human form. And instead of being called the Hulk, he's called Starman because he basically controls radiation. And instead of Starman causing destruction, Bruce actually fakes terrorist attacks and then blames it on Starman.
Interesting.
And then he also abuses Betty the entire time. But every time he turns into Starman, Starman loves to take care of Betty.
So this is a $4 book. This is a really cool idea for a Hulk situation. I really like this. I think he's got a package or something.
Package?
Lucas, you talk to the people.
Okay, I will. Anyway,
Sorry, we're doing a live show right now.
but yeah, it's a really interesting story that kind of flips the entire thing on its head. Hopefully, you guys enjoy. Yeah. So, what if the Incredible Hulk for $4? But yeah, what if Bruce Banner was the monster? Hopefully you guys are enjoying your day. If you don't build a 100-foot tall mutant killing robot to help little old ladies cross the street, who are you really? Anyway, Elias. Next up, we have What If Thor Battled Conan? That's Donny Cates' Starship Hulk. He's evilish and controlled Hulk. Honestly, yeah. Bruce and Donny Cates' run is pretty evil. I'm not gonna lie, he's pretty awful.
Yeah, he's not a good guy.
He's not a good person, and he's not a particularly nice version of Bruce.
But it's a better version of what Cates was doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, wasn't a huge fan of Cates' Hulk run. Came in with a lot of potential, and he kind of just squandered everything that he could have. And I like that Philip Kennedy's kind of coming back and kind of building off of Immortal Hulk instead of just ignoring it.
Yeah, pretty much. This is our final What If book. Very good minus copy for $5.50 of What If issue 39. What if the mighty Thor battled Conan the Barbarian?
This is their only actual in-person fight, by the way.
Cool.
So, very, very rare. This is the first time they ever meet and the only time they ever fight in person, which is kind of crazy to say, isn't that? I really thought he would have at least fought him like more times after this, but no. This is truly the only time. So, quite a weird encounter.
Very good minus for $5.50.
But yeah, if you guys enjoy What Ifs, this is I have a bunch over here. If you guys have any particular What Ifs that you're looking for, definitely tell us. If you have any specific comics that you're looking for, definitely tell us, and we'll try to find them by next week. Hopefully we can have them. And yeah, Hope you guys are enjoying the live stream so far. No, we're going to be going into, what do you want to go into next, Elias?
Invincible?
Yeah, let's try with some Invincible stuff.
All right.
Since the new TV show just got the new season coming out sometime this summer, hopefully.
Season 2 and 3 are going to be coming out pretty in close succession with each other.
Oh, hello?
Just disappeared for a second.
Yeah. Is everything okay?
We're still there, Kyle. Invincible presents Adam Eve #1.
Yes.
This is a very fine copy for $8.
Yep. So this is the early days of Adam Eve when she just gets her powers. She is starting to learn the subatomic structure of things and learning how to best control it. She has complete control over atomic structures. And at first, she thinks that it's inorganic stuff only. Eventually, she learns throughout the Invincible book that she can control literally everything. So basically, she's just a more busted version of Molecule Man, which is pretty crazy. She later marries Mark, a.k.a. Invincible. And yeah, she is a very, very fun character that has been really fleshed out, especially in the recent show.
Yeah. Very cool. Next up, I have Invincible Adam Eve #2. This is only a 2-issue mini. So rather short, but issue 2 here is only $3.50. And you can have the whole shebang right there.
I mean, it's a pretty straightforward, basically explaining how she got her powers and the early days of that.
Yeah.
So nothing too crazy.
So issue 1 and 2 there for you. Take care, Mr. Lamazov.
Take care. But yeah, issue 1 and 2.
Yeah.
Next up, Invincible presents Adam Eve and Rex Explode.
Yeah.
Issue 1 here is $3.50, and issue 2 is also $3.50. Unfortunately, I do not have 3.
So Rex Explode is actually this character that so his arm gets blown off. He gets his arms replaced, and they now give him basically Gambit-esque powers. But instead of throwing cards, he throws like bubblegum. And basically, he can throw organic stuff, but it comes at the risk of killing himself.
Yeah. What do you call it when Peter Quill has nothing to do? Starboard. We'll be right back after a quick break.
What if Hans Gruber from Die Hard had to battle the Joker from Batman the Animated Series in a dance battle? Or who would win in a race between Baby from Baby Driver and Snidely Whiplash? If Austin Powers and Shrek found themselves in a hot dog eating contest, who would emerge victorious? These are the questions we talk about on Nerd Killer Warfare. Debate the most absurd questions you've ever heard in popular culture. Register now by scanning the QR code or visiting bit.ly/EXP casting.
To be continued. 3 little words that hold the secret to the next great story. 3 words that will thrill you, confound you, give life to new possibilities. Every variation of To Be Continued is a promise of adventure, a promise of excitement, a promise of unseen wonders and unexplored worlds. A promise that every issue you read makes you a part of a never-ending journey. And behind every page, there will be an unopened door waiting for you. This story to be continued at your local comic book shop today. Visit comicshoplocator.com today. Comic Collectibles is here for you every Wednesday with AR Comics for 2 very important reasons. To sell you rare, one-of-a-kind comics that you'll love, and to confuse AR with old man talk. You see, Rex and John are, how should I put this, ancient as the roots of the mountains. So every week, Rex and John fill in AR in yet another area of pop culture that he missed because he's too young, just didn't have the time, or just really doesn't care about. It's a real public service they provide. Come buy some super rare and unique comics, while old men explain long-dead sci-fi shows to a younger man making that confused puppy face. Every Wednesday from 6 to 8 Eastern with Rex, John, and AR Comics. Comic Collectibles on The Experience. Comic Culture and Sales.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us back finally for our final stretch. We're going over Invincible comics right now. If there's any particular ones you're looking for, let us know.
So
Still
apparently there's a
going
marching
over-
band outside. That's not even a joke.
It's just the whole market.
It's just a whole marching band outside. That's
Perfect.
awesome. Perfect.
We love Philadelphia. So if you hear that, that's what that is.
Yeah. We apologize.
Yeah. Anyway, Invincible Universe Primer #1 for $6.50. This is. Apologize for the worse than normal dad jokes today. I don't know. I think they had some good ones.
They're pretty good.
What condiments? I thought that was.
Yeah, no, that was good.
Invincible Universe Primer #1 for $6.50. This sort of kicks off all the universe expanding mini series that we will show you next.
Yeah, a lot of side characters basically get showed off and basically get the origins for their stories basically in these one shots in these Invincible Universe stories.
They really didn't want us to have a show today.
No, Philadelphia really, really loves. And they're on the corner. They have not moved in like 10 minutes. So.
Well, I thought they were gonna get closer.
I thought so too, and I kind of wish they did because then at least they could pass by.
Yeah.
But no, they're just doing a whole show.
Chill right there. All right. Invincible Universe #1 for $4. I have issue 2 for $3.50.
Yep.
Jumping to issue 7. Also, I'd like to note that Todd Knock is doing the art for these books. It looks like he's doing the covers as well. Now that I'm seeing them side by side, Todd Knock and Ryan Stegman do kind of give me the same vibe.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
Honestly, I didn't even realize I wasn't segment.
Yeah. There you go.
Yet, so.
Todd Knock. I have met him at a con before. He was a very nice guy.
What else has he worked on?
Well, I know him from like more modern stuff. So he did a Nightcrawler series.
Knowles is laughing at us because
Deadpool,
of our unfortunate time. They're leaving. The drummers are leaving. They're leaving. I can hear them fading away. Awesome.
Let's hope that's the case. How many bass drums do they have?
Yeah, it sounds like they have like 4.
Jeez.
I don't know why specifically like so many bass drums, but for context, me and Elias are drummers, so we actually know music. So it's weird hearing that many instruments.
Very funny coincidence.
Yeah. Anyway, I showed Elias the train scene from the Invincible show.
I thought it was really fun and neat.
Yeah, totally family friendly.
Invincible Universe number 7 for $3.50. Invincible Universe 9 for $3.50. Number 8. And those are all the Invincible Universe I have.
Yeah.
1, 2, 7, 8, and 9.
Viltrumite moment. That's the name of.
I know.
Just Jetpan. No.
One more one shot before we go into the mainline
Stories.
I have a very fine minus copy of Invisible Returns number 1. This is the second printing, but is still somewhat valuable. This is $20 for a very fine minus copy. This is the first appearance of Thrag. General Thrag.
So yeah, Thrag is the basically main antagonist of the entire series. He's in charge of the entire Viltrumite race, or what's left of it. There's only around 300 of them alive. And when they destroyed the Viltrumite planet, basically Thrag goes, okay, fine, you destroyed our planet? We're going to take yours. But we're not going to be violent about it. We're just going to start living there. And if you guys try to fight us, well, we're just going to kill the entire planet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's basically what they do. And the Viltrumites slowly begin integrating with society, except for Thrag, because Thrag is bad.
Slightly better copy here. Very fine copy for $24.
He does some questionable things to increase his odds of winning the Viltrumite Civil War.
Mm-hmm.
He has over 1,000 kids.
Wow.
And because they're part, the specific species that he's melding with is insects, they age up really rapidly, and he basically just sends them out as cannon fodder. They're stronger than a normal human, let's say, but they're definitely not pure Viltrumite level or human Viltrumite level. So as soon as they hit a Viltrumite, it's they just crumble like paper.
Wow.
And it's really horrific. So yeah, Thrag is not a good person.
Yeah. But yeah, Invincible Returns, issue 1. Couple copies, either $20 or $24.
This is probably also discussing the fact that his costume is now back to yellow and blue. That's my guess, at least. Specifically because he went for a period of time with blue and black, because
I do like the blue and black suit, though.
I'm actually not a fan of it, but the reason why he did it was because multiple versions of Invincible came in and attacked the world, and immediately he had to distinguish himself from the rest of them, so he started wearing blue and black as a way to show that the ones that killed millions of people were not him.
This hefty chunk right here is a bunch of books from the main Invincible series.
Yes.
Let's see if we can hit them all. I wish I had the actual number 1, but I don't. Instead, I have a reprint for $4.50. You can read the very first Invincible issue. It's just cool if you want to, have the physical copy of one to read it in your hands.
Without spending a couple $100.
Yeah, without the big price tag on it. So just $4.50 for number 1 here.
Yeah.
Next, I jump to issue 27. This is a $10 book. $10 right here.
Yes.
Next up, issue 38 for $5.
Oh, so this story, I actually do know this story. This one specifically about these aliens on Mars that come in and basically infect people.
Mm-hmm.
And Invincible was able to save the rest of the astronauts except for one. And this one astronaut got possessed by all those aliens and now is coming to Earth. to kill everyone. And so this is basically the day of reckoning for Invincible.
Ruh-roh.
You made a mistake, and now you will pay the price.
Issue 46 for $5, featuring what looks like Rexplode.
Rexplode, yep. One of the main side characters, ex-boyfriend of Adam Eve. And also the twins.
Issue 48 for $8.
Let me just see. So this is actually one of the main times where Invincible's weakness, which is his eardrums, was used. Specifically, if you have a certain frequency, you can actually knock out Viltrumite eardrums and basically make them completely lose their equilibrium. And therefore lose their powers. So, yeah, instead of kryptonite, it's just really specific ringing noises.
Next up, I have issue 52 for $4.
Yes, with Invincible's brother. I forget his name, but he was born after Mark. And he basically, after Omni-Man leaves Earth, spoilers, he goes to another planet and starts cohabitating with them, and this results in Mark's younger brother. Mark's younger brother, though, ages at an accelerated rate due to the fact that he is a mix between a Viltrumite and a bug, like basically a praying mantis.
Oh, wow.
So his life moves very quickly. I know, I just didn't want to. Yeah.
I wanted the whole chunk.
Oh, okay. If you wanted the
big old chunk.
There's more. Sorry, I was just grabbing I thought we were doing little bits and bobs.
Bits and bobs.
As I like to call this section, bits and bobs. But yeah, no, we have a bunch of Invincible. So if you have any specific
The
issues,
reason I was asking is because there's a cover that I think features his brother later.
where he's significantly older.
Yeah, it's like Orun and something. Does that ring a bell?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
He's also really into like really ugly aliens because that's what he grew up with.
Okay.
And there's a whole joke where he's just not into regular human shaped women because that's just not what he's into.
Right. But yeah, Invincible 52 for $4. Issue 55 also for $4.
Yes, so this is when Omni-Man and I always forget his name, but Seth Rogen's voicing him.
Alan
the Alien, yes. Break out of the Viltrumite prison, working together, and Omni-Man and Alan become friends. Alan basically got kidnapped and experimented on, but because of that, he actually became so strong that he's actually now able to fight on par with Viltrumites.
Wow.
So, yikes, y'all made your worst enemy.
Yeah. I would also like to note that only the first season of Invincible has come out, so as of now, those earlier issues of Invincible are priced, because they're already considered keys, major keys. But season 2 and 3, we have an idea of what it's going to cover, but we don't know for sure. So any of these issues could skyrocket at any time.
Yeah.
But right now, they're still pretty
I expect this
attainable.
I expect this to be a season 3 thing.
Yeah.
Solely because I expect season 2 to end with Omni-Man being kidnapped by the Viltrumite Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And just like in the comics, the Viltrumite Empire saying, now it's you. You're in charge of Earth.
Right.
You're going to be our scout. If there's anything wrong, we're going to kill you and your family.
Wow.
So yeah, no, pretty wild.
So issue 55 for $4. Hold them.
It's crazy. The fact that Tina Turner died. I'm sorry, that was really random. I was thinking about that.
That is
I'm
crazy.
still processing that.
Yeah.
Oh, the mosquitoes are here. Or flies.
Had a lot of flies today.
Flies.
Next up, Invincible issue 59 for $4.
Yeah.
I have issue 67 for $4 as well. Preparations for War, Part 2 of 2. A prelude to the Viltrumite War.
Yeah, right before everyone goes into deep space to fight against the Viltrumites, which results in a super cool double-page spread of them just flying through an entire planet.
Wow.
Right through its core. It's actually pretty gnarly. Like, I actually kind of want to show you.
Issue 71 for $4.
Oh,
Issue
yep.
77.
So this is when
For
Conquest
$3.50.
beats
This one?
Mark. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Let me see. Yep, that is when oh no, he's racing back because the Viltrumites are saying like doesn't matter, we're gonna go to Earth, and so he's racing back as fast as he can, even though he's severely injured, hoping that he can make it back before they conquer the Earth. And then he arrives and everything's normal, and he's like, why? And then they say like we're not gonna forcibly take over this planet, we're gonna just adapt into it and then eventually take it over. So for now, you don't have to worry about us. For now. And like they make a huge point of that.
Next up, issue 79 for $3.50.
Yes. Mark's kids. Mark has kids. That's indeed a thing that he does. Which was pretty wild at the time, because most superheroes don't have kids. So the fact that this book progressed more than Peter Parker's story has in all those years is actually nuts.
Issue 80 for $3.50. Issue 81 for $3.50. Issue 83 for $3.50. Issue 84 for $3.50. And finally, issue 85 for $3.50. In this,
Wait.
wow. Yeah.
It took 3 of them, but they just go right through the core of a planet and
Wow.
just destroy it.
That's
It's pretty
crazy.
wild. Oh yeah, so this is his brother when he's later and older. As I said earlier, his brother rapidly ages, but starts slowing down as he progressively ages. And eventually Thrag murders him. That's quite sad.
Dang.
But he's also a very brutal version of Omni-Man. Or Omni-Kid, that's what he calls himself.
Yeah.
So he likes to take up his father's mantle, basically.
So that's our 27 to 85 chunk.
Yeah,
Put
a
that
huge,
down.
huge amount of it.
Because my hand's getting tired.
Oh, is your hands feeling a little bit cramped? Do you want me to hold them? Like, unironically?
No.
Ah.
Issue 86 for $3.50.
Oh, yeah, so this is when Alan decides, no more jokes. I'm going to kill all the Viltrumites, and you know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to release this virus that is so bad that it is going to kill not only all the Viltrumites, but all the humans.
Wow.
But you know what's good? It'll mean that they're dead, and we know how long they have to worry about them, because Viltrumites are the equivalent of space Nazis in this universe.
Right.
Like, they literally quell, like, thousands of people just to make, like, the perfect gene pool. Like, that's their whole thing, is,
Wow.
like, the reason why there's only 200 is because they literally all killed each other. Like, it's only the strongest survive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Invincible 91.
Ah,
For
yes,
$3.50.
the dinosaur. The dinosaur that wants to blow up the world and does at one point. This specific T-Rex actually is a huge thing for Mark because Mark failed to stop this dinosaur from detonating a specific bomb. A couple thousand people died, and Mark. It's a pretty hefty moment for Mark because he was trying to rehabilitate this person. And then every time he did, he felt pushback and eventually got to the point where this dinosaur was just like, I'm just going to kill all of humanity because you guys are terrible to the environment, and it was Mark's fault because he helped him break free, thinking that he could change him.
Right. Issue 92.
This was also the time where he was being replaced. I forget his name, but basically he was wearing the blue and black, and this guy came in and took over the Invincible mantle for a little bit, solely because Invincible was retired, basically taking care of his kid.
Interesting.
I forgot his name, but he was on the team for a while. Like he was a pretty steady character. He wasn't introduced yet into the show, but he'll probably be introduced next season at the start of it.
Cool.
Because he's a brand new character, basically,
Nice.
for the League or the Guardians of the Globe, as they like to call him.
Issue 93, $5, because it's the first Monax.
Monax, yes. So the child of Thrag, basically. One of those kids I told you about.
Cool.
Man, this horsefly does not want to stop.
Issue 95, 96, and jumping to issue 100. This is the second printing of issue 100, of course.
Well, you think we
And a
have the first
variant
printing of
of
issue
issue
100?
100. Issue 103, issue 104, and issue 105,
Yes.
and issue 106.
Actually, wait. Go back to 106.
And
okay.
issue 109.
Okay.
And which one?
Oh, that one. The
106.
arm wrestling. I think it's really funny because that entire issue is literally just revolving around that one arm wrestling contest.
Wow.
And it's literally like a whole thing where they spend 3 days straight just arm wrestling. And like neither of them move an inch. And it's really, really funny.
Wow.
And the wife is just like she'll come down from like sleeping and be like, "You guys done yet?" And they're like, "No, we're still seeing who wins." And she's like, "Fine, I'm gonna go back to sleep."
109, 113 ends this stack here.
Yes. And then for the final leg of the Invincible tour,
You want to try and finish them all now?
yeah, let's just finish them all now.
I'm only have 5 minutes left. Before I do this last chunk, want to remind everyone to comment below any issues they're looking for at all, any holes in your collections, and we will try and find them for next week.
Yeah.
So let us know. We encourage your commenting.
Yes. So rapid fire.
We're going to rapid fire through these
let's go.
Invincible. We'll come back to them next time if there's any questions.
Yeah.
Issue 114, $3.50. Issue 116, 2 copies. Issue 117. Issue 118. Issue 119. Issue 120. 121. 122 for $5. 124. 127. 129. This is a $10 book, a little bit pricier. It's got the kids on the cover.
Yes. So this is the start of like the final battle, and I'm pretty sure this is right after he killed Battle Beast, and it was like a whole thing where like they fought for like a month straight with no food or water, and he barely won. But then when he won, he wore Battle Beast as a pelt.
Yes.
So
as one does.
But Battle Beast had the prophecy, which is why he was like really happy, because he was like, the prophecy was he would die by the hands of some amazing, incredible warrior. And so, yeah, that's why, and it would be the best battle of his life. And that was what it was.
Wow.
So man died doing what he loved. Fighting. Catching hands.
Issue 130. 131. 133, 135, variant of 135. This one's a lot of fun. This is a $10 book making fun of the Gwen variants and making fun of Marvel in general. At the time, Marvel was doing number ones that weren't really number ones, but they put them there so that people knew it was the start of a new arc.
Wait, can I see the bottom of it?
They copy the Marvel banner.
I was gonna say, did they get permission for that?
Maybe not.
Gwinvincible. Gwinvincible, yeah.
Issue 139.
We're almost
$10.
Anissa the Rapist on the cover.
Invincible number 141. 143.
Mark's Kid, the one that Nissa had.
And yeah, that's it.
So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Definitely come back next week. We'll have some more stuff. Hopefully we'll have more older Silver Age, Gold Age, and Bronze Age stuff to pile on. And yeah.
Save the box.
If you guys have any specific series that you're interested in, definitely tell us, and we'll try to find them. Until next time.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. Be sure to subscribe to The Experience so you don't miss another show.
Books.
So much Invincible.
Could you use enough Invincible comics to make like a bulletproof vest? Like if you'd like stitch them all together.
Yeah, it is like 144 issues. So
like, could you make yourself invincible?
Could you stop the bullet?
Could you? How many invincible issues does it take to stop this bullet? Let's stand in front of it and find out. Just like stand right in front of the gun.
Perfect.
Perfect way to test. Oh wait,
there are some tests like that too.
Yeah. Did you ever? Flies. I feel like Heisenberg in that one episode. He's like trying to kill the one horsefly.
Yes, Kyle. Thank you. Subscribe to the Cosmic Panel, Lucas and I's YouTube channel.
Yeah. 3 videos a week.
Plenty of videos to catch up on there.
I don't know how we have time.
Yeah.
For anything.
Until next time, we have been Lucas and Elias from Fat Jack's Comicrypt. We'll see you guys next time.
Join the party. Head over to our Linktree to find all the links for everywhere the experience is all the time.